What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of common mistakes that people generally make when it comes to blacksmithing so that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I do. If you guys are interested in that content and want to see more, y'all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, fam, hit that notification bell so you guys know when the next Summoner's War Chronicles videos drop. So again, if you guys haven't had a chance to check out a couple of videos that we put out here less than a week ago, we made the outrageously exciting idea to go ahead and get involved in a blacksmithing and see what we can do to improve our stuff. So of course, though, along the way, I saw some cool things, I saw some bad things, I made a lot of mistakes here. So we're going to try to narrow this down to about 5 or 6 things so that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I do. Now, the first thing that we got to talk about is, when is blacksmithing appropriate for you? So if you guys are either new to the channel or new to the game, this is going to be something that's going to be available for you, right? Right now, when it comes to blacksmithing, I am level 7 right now. So of course, as an end game player, I'm looking to, get myself some high-end 5-star, 6-star gear here and, make some really big improvements on my account here. But when it comes to you guys, if you guys are working on your professioning or your professions, right, your leveling up quest, ultimately, you can go through the quest line and not really stress too much about any and all blacksmithing that you have to do outside of events, outside of quest that you need to complete for the first, I would say, 5 levels here. So for you guys coming up in the game right now, level 1 through level 4, while you're working on it when it comes to, just doing the promotional quests here, I don't think it's a super big concern to worry about here. When it comes to utilizing blacksmithing to improve your overall count here, I think right around that level 6, level 7 is going to be paramount here, only because of the fact that even though you can, get yourself a couple of gold items over here on the level 5 or whatnot here, you guys know that when it comes to the shop, as you clear these dungeons that are available to you, and you get yourself some points, you can come on over to the raid coin exchange and get yourself a couple of legendary items, a couple of extra awakened items and stuff like that. So you can get yourself some nice starting weapons to get going here. But prior to that, you're going to be getting a lot of stuff through the quest line and a lot of stuff through just the subjugation dungeons. Again, if you guys haven't are really new to the game, one of the big dungeons in the Path of Growth is going to be the subjugation, where you can get basically all of your accessories, all of your gear that will allow you to improve your summoner, which is extremely paramount, because at the end of the day, when you are switching through various units out there that you're focusing on and whatnot, there's one thing that's never going to change, and that is your summoner. The summoner is going to provide you just your overall raw stats to keep your combat power high. So if you're constantly working on your summoner, you'll never go wrong there. You always have a fairly decent amount of combat power as you're working it up here. In addition to that, the next thing that I want to touch about is making sure that you understand what the gear provides for you. Okay, what kind of stats these provides for you, what kind of stats you can get from these slots here. Super important here. Okay, now of course, I'm sure you guys already know by now, there's certain things that provide various additional stats here, but there's other things that are basically just straight up like that is the thing that they have here. So your weapons, of course, all of these are going to have your flat attack here. Your offhand, this is going to be a flat HP, and then of course your earrings here are going to be defense here. Now the other 3, the necklace, the bracelet, and the ring, are going to be a little bit different here. And while I can provide you the whole list of everything that it is going to be, you don't even have to stress right now. I'm going to show you the easy, quick way to go ahead and figure out what's going on here. You come on over to the exchange shop, you go on over to the sub weapons, or excuse me, the accessories here, and you take a look at the 4 types there are. You click on one. You click on the main one here, and it shows you essentially what are the ones that you can get. So necklace here, HP, defense, crit damage, crit rate are available. Bracelet, you got yourself HP, defense, and attack. And then the rings, you have HP, defense, accuracy, and the one thing that's not shown right here is resistance. So the thing that I want to point out here is that when you get into blacksmithing, are you capitalizing on the strengths of your unit? Are you taking full advantage of what you can benefit from? Meaning, if you're an Orbia player, do you have enough critical rate? And if not, as an early to mid game player, which you generally don't, are you utilizing or kind of focusing on equipment or gear that you can improve that has that base crit rate bonus? Or if you're looking to be end game and you already have a fairly high amount of critical rate, are you trying to get max value out of the crits that you do every single time by providing yourself a critical damage necklace here and getting the job done? That being said, though, of course, this is when you look at this, it's obviously this allows you to pick it if you're trying to buy it, but you still have to kind of wait for the drops to come. They're obviously not guaranteed, so there's a little bit more of an RNG factor when it comes to the main 3 accessories: necklace, bracelet, and ring. Okay, Next thing we want to talk about is the fact of just this overall being prepared for being able to do this, right? As you guys know, we're going to be working on all of our professions here, but ultimately, regardless of what profession you work on, of course, we're focusing on blacksmithing here. You're going to have the mats, the gear, so on and so forth here. So if you're not doing a fair amount of grinding leading up to this point, if you're not doing a fair amount of saving when it comes to various equipment that you can have, that's going to be extremely important as you prepare this, because at the end of the day, you definitely will realize that, as I did, that the amount of resources, the amount of money investment that comes into this, mat investment, money investment, all that stuff, it's quite a bit. And you might be a little bit low in certain things, which will basically entice you or motivate you to, go to the exchange center and purchase it if you have not done so already. And again, if you guys didn't catch that last tip when it comes to the video that I dropped talking about cooking here, cooking for me is the way for me to get myself some additional heal here. Again, if you guys don't know right now, you can literally go over to your guild and go into the guild shop and get yourself the cooking promotion ingredients that you'll need to climb up in the ranks when it comes to your promotion, so that you can make a couple of consumables to sell on the market here. While they are small, they're not going to be too much. They will collect over time, and those amount of rehealed on top of everything that you collect when it comes to just overall farming in the dungeons and getting some of the items that are unappraised. You can put that on the market, make some rehealed, and then you can utilize that rehealed to buy some of the raw materials, certain pieces of equipment that you might need to get yourself started when it comes to the profession here, okay? The big thing that I learned from the community, in addition to that, talking about the overall upgrading of gear, is that specific gear, as you can imagine here, the grading factor comes into play when it comes to upgrading and spending the money to level it up here. What I'm saying is that when it comes to investing into a piece of equipment here that is plus, like these two equipment here that is plus 13, if you guys did not realize, common sense will state that the materials that you need to basically level this one up, seeing that it's a higher grade, is going to cost a bit more than a hero one of the same, kind of like, stars per se here. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is that if you're looking to basically, take a particular material and you're looking to go all in on it, take it a 5-star, 5-star, 3-star awaken, or take it up to 6-star, then your best bet is to go ahead and upgrade it as it is lower, so you don't have to utilize so much material here. Because take a look at this right now, 3-star gear. If I were to bring it up and level it up here, obviously I can't level this one up because we're already capped out here on the durability. But look at the raw materials that you just need to go ahead and basically restore this and try to get another chance on it. Is it really worth it? I wouldn't say too much here, but I think that if you are coming up in the game and you're looking to, that you're going to be improving your gear over time, unless you get outrageously lucky, obviously invest into the gear early and see if you can get yourself, to +9. You know what I'm saying? If you get lucky, get up to +11, and you're like, oh, I'm super close to having an opportunity to take this one to +12, so I can get myself a little bit more attack, crit rate, crit damage that really, really capitalizes on my summoner that I'm utilizing, then yeah, sure, you can make an argument to, restore 1 time or 2 times and just try your luck. But ultimately, you already know that you're going to be investing so much into these equipment here that my personal opinion is, take it up to +9, see if you can get lucky there. If you don't get lucky, maybe it like caps out on like 6 or 7. That's fine. Don't worry about it, because at the end of the day, you're probably going to get better gear down the road that will trump, and you'll get, probably a little bit luckier on that. So definitely want to take note on that, because I think that was a big thing for me. I was so focused coming from Summoners War Sky Arena to go ahead and try to get myself all to +12, +12, +12. I realized real quick that it's just not physically possible because of the fact of how much it costs to upgrade, and how much, basically, and how much that like exponentially increases as the quality of the gear increases. So I guess one thing to kind of put out there, if Comptos is watching, I think that we need to see a little bit of readjustment here on some of the gear per se, because we're getting into 6-star gear and they're going to be awakened gear. It's quite a bit, unless you make it a little bit easier to get certain materials, that restore stones or the sky stones and whatnot here, which you have done with Battlefield. But I think it needs to be reduced just a little bit here, because it is like a make or break thing when people invest into it. I ain't gonna lie. In addition to that, taking a look at the equipment that you're getting, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of set bonuses, right? So set bonuses, again, are going to be on specific equipment here that gives you the opportunity to get a little bit more value out of it. So again, if you guys don't know, there's particular items here that will provide, some of them will provide set bonuses. Now, if I can find an item that I was working on like this one here, Frost Lantern Laugh, leveling it up here, you got a special effect on this one that increases the level of the first fire active skill by 1. Of course, it can't exceed max level here. So this is kind of a nice little bonus to it. Again, not a big thing we do, but there are specific items that provide, nice little sets here. Frost Lantern Ring, Frost Lantern set, when you get it filled up, you get a little bit of extra HP for 2,000, right? 2,000 HP is obviously really good, but for somebody like for myself that is an Orbia, yeah, it's great, but I'm not really super focused on that. I'm looking for offensive sets here, but for somebody like a Cleave or a Kina, this might provide a lot of good value here. And if you get the right substats on the gear that you're looking for, this might make a good argument to go ahead and work on that specific set. And then keep in mind as well that some of these sets bonuses, like I said, for the equipment here, it's not just from the gear that you've collected. Again, you can go back to the guild shop, go back to see what's available. The Dragon Wrath set, the Frostliner set, there's some really good set bonuses or sets in there, set bonuses there that you can take advantage of it. And last but not least, I think the thing that it's not really an additional tip per se, but it's just something that we got to go ahead and point out here is that, we already talked about it, but basically, take advantage of the shops that are available to you, use them for everything that you can. And then if you haven't had a chance to get other specific equipment or specific, materials that you need, then you can go back and do that as well. What I'm trying to get at is that a lot of people have, gone into Foggy Prison and they're like, okay, well now I got myself, I have the ability to do Shadow Castle. I got the ability to do Boiling Waterfall. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to be done with it. And there's no point in going back to Foggy Prison. Yes, there is. If you are looking for specific set bonus that you can get it from the Fog Memory set, then that's going to be important. But ultimately, there's a lot of material down here, especially raw material by the likes of Yarnball here that you can make an argument to purchase every single week. Once again, fam, if you guys don't know, the clothing material is going to provide a little bit of value for your summoner, for your monsters. So at the end of the day, the goal is to acquire every single piece of clothing gear that you can buy to improve your overall stats, improve that combat power. Extremely important here. And again, the goal for me right now is I'm still looking at specific gear per se, because as you guys can see, if you save a little bit and decide to invest into certain ones here, you will be able to skip some steps here when it comes to blacksmithing, because you already got these ones a little bit, more awakened here. So there's a little bit more value out of that. But yeah, guys, it's definitely one of those things where I generally have underlooked. You can, like I said before at the beginning of the video, you can, utilize this resources to get these stuff, but prior to that, you can basically take advantage of everything you've collected throughout the game. The equipment that you're getting, the 5-star, hero equipment that you're getting just kind of off the cuff here in regular dungeons or through the quest line. I mean, they're going to carry you all too much here, but once you get to the point where you're, like I said, you're like moving into level 6, level 5, level 6, level 7. I say more important, like level 6 is like the kind of spot where I'm like, okay, now I'm really looking to utilize the blacksmithing and invest my resources and get the jump on my CP here. Outside of that, the only thing to mention is that keep in mind that you can't focus, blacksmithing just with straight, oh, forget about everything else, do it. You still need to work on your processing. You still need to, get the heal so that you can go and do it. So you could do it, but, from selling this gear that you get, or, like I said, doing that little cooking, trick there by getting your cooking up as well. But ultimately, everything you do, you need to be able to refine the raw materials to get it prepared for the gear. So if you're not doing that, you're going to be buying that through the exchange. And I'll tell you right now, it's absolutely discussing how much those can add up to if you buy the refined piece versus the unrefined piece. So I think that's going to be it for the video. 15 minutes, not too bad, not too bad. Again, as always, fam, when it comes to this type of content, if you haven't been keeping a track on some of my other videos here, there's always something that I miss, always something that I personally have experienced that could be instrumental in, providing you guys some stellar improvement on your account here. So if you can do me a favor, show your support, leave a comment in the comment section down below for any other common mistakes that players generally make when it comes to blacksmithing, or just overall tips that you want to share with the community. I would greatly appreciate it. Once again, fam, I got to say it right now, as you guys know, we're putting a big push here when it comes to Summoner's War Chronicles content. So if you guys can help me out, show your support here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.